and away we go. Happy Christmas, Merry Thanksgiving, Happy Chanukah, Valentine's Day around the corner, so happy Valentine's Day. What the heck? Good to see everybody here tonight. AEW Sidecast coming up in just a few moments. Ooh, what a day. Ooh, what a couple days here. I have to say, trying to get a lot more stuff on social media isn't as easy as one would expect. Hey Zodiac, how you doing, my friend? Hope life is going good. Hope Christmas went well. Ever since that Christmas stream, I've been working on a lot of things, trying to get a lot more social media content out there to improve the stream and whatnot. Picked up a website that's helping me figure out Twitch clips. So, for example, it downloads today's Twitch stream, and then it's going to give me suggestions on, throwing some highlights together and different things. It's going to look what's going on, and it'll adjust accordingly. We'll see how it works. I like a little artificial intelligence trying to help me wherever I can here, but I hope everybody's doing well here tonight. It's been a crazy kind of week. It's one of those weird weeks. It really is one of those weird weeks where, for most people, they get Monday and Tuesday off. Got to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then you get another 3 days off. Of course, I work at retail, so my schedule literally didn't change outside of Christmas Day. So, but yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Want to get to this card tonight. Like I already posted a little thing on Instagram for my ideas of what's going on tonight. What in the world? There we go. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. I love when my phone auto-organizes stuff for me. So we're looking at... Don't get stupid thing here. We're not adjusting anything. Here we go. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship. That's going to be an absolute banger of a match. We got Ethan Page, Brian Danielson. That's probably going to kick off the show tonight. Either that or we're going to get the Falls Count Anywhere going on first. We got Top Flight taking on the team formerly known, probably still is known as the Blackpool Combat Club, and Claudio and Moxley. And I want to give a shout out here. I know that we were talking about this last week. Ruby Soho, Willow Nightengale. Two people that need to get a little bit more exposure and deserve a little bit more exposure. They're getting it tonight against Anna J.A.S. and Tay Melo. Now, if you remember New Year's Smash last year, we'll talk about this a little bit more during the match, but this time last year, Tay Melo, Anna J.A.S., they were in that main event of New Year's Bash where they had that brutal, and I mean brutal, lights out match against Penelope Ford and the Bunny. If you want to remember some horrific highlight, I'll be honest, it's one of the few matches in AEW I have not gone back to watch when I've been recommended to. It's just way too bloody on my end. And the way it finished is Anna J put her arm in barbed wire and put on the Queen Slayer on the Bunny, who didn't instantly tap out. Like, my God. I know the Bunny is all over that kind of stuff because she's a real horror fiend when it comes to that. But man, that was absolutely brutal when that happened there. But yeah, it looks like it's stacking up to be a very good Dynamite tonight going into the new year, where next week's been dubbed New Year, New Dynamite. So, and you can see by the intro that things are lighting up a little differently. They're going to have a little bit there. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, my friend? Good. I'm glad you're going to be hanging around with us tonight here. Hopefully you enjoy the show. I am glad to see you here. How was your Christmas? I hope Christmas out in Ontario is somewhat decent for you guys. We finally got out of that bad drought of bad weather here, so As for Christmas presents, well, basically I got some stuff for myself and some stuff you guys are going to see probably on Sunday, just starting the next week here. Got a blizzard on Christmas Eve, yeah. That's what I heard for you guys. Like, we got our blizzard earlier in the week, and then we got pretty good snowfall yesterday, so up here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. But, yeah, for in terms of what I got for Christmas, you guys will see a lot of it on Sunday when we're doing. I know I haven't advertised it a lot. Maybe I'll do something up for it tomorrow to put out for everyone. I'm doing the Jack.org redemption stream, the Just Dance 2020 redemption stream. That will be coming up here this Sunday. I'm saying 4 o'clock. I'll confirm it day of because, I still got to get the camera all set up and whatnot. We'll be on and off with Just Dance throughout the hour. I'm an old man, so I don't think I'll be dancing for a straight hour or 2 hours or whatever it is. We'll sit around. We'll talk about what we thought about the year. We'll reflect. We'll talk about Jack.org and what they do and hopefully to help out with that. And, hopefully some of the new stuff that I've been planning on here, hopefully it works out for me. And just trying to add a few things on here. I've been putting a few things on TikTok just as a tester to see how things go. Actually got quite a bit of a reception on TikTok already. I don't know what standard numbers are on TikTok, but I just put up, is it a reel it's called? Whatever. I put a post on TikTok today and it got quite a bit of views. So I don't know how many views that counts as, but like, think I'm about 300-ish or so. I'm not. Where does it see here? Oh, almost 700 already. All right. Well, I guess that would be considered quite a bit. I think. I don't know. It's not 1.4 million. Let's put it that way. We're not going that crazy, but just want to get a little bit more out. I know that both Jules and Crowder are putting a lot of effort into their channels, getting ready for next year. Jules just picked up a Dreamcast, so he's going to be playing a few more Dreamcast games on his channel. And PJC's got a new computer, so he's going to be working out a lot more on his stuff. So we're going to get quite a bit of content up there. Cheap plug before we start here. Feel free to, if you're into gaming, check out our gaming YouTube channel. We just hit 100 subscribers. That was my goal for this year, and we got it. Hey, Disc. Good to see you, my friend. Coming in a big way with the air horn. Always appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that's here. Like, I'll be honest, at this time last year, I really didn't know where this channel was going to go. I was in the middle of deciding whether we're going to get more wrestling put on here or we're moving to gaming. S2S, how you doing, sir? And happy holidays to you, Disc, and to everybody here once again. It is it's a time of year for a lot of reflection and a lot of planning, I think, for a lot of people. I know there's New Year's resolutions and whatnot. For me, I've never believed in resolutions because resolutions always fail. I have New Year's plans that I come up, and I know I've discussed a fair bit with Crowder and Jules about that. Yeah, Zodiac, thank you very much. That was a big goal, and it's funny because the reason I wanted that goal, the 100 YouTube subscribers, is because you're supposed to get a custom URL once you hit 100 subscribers. So now with YouTube's new rules and the new handles feature that they got there, everybody gets their own unique YouTube channel. So it looks like we're going to be, it looks like that goal was pretty much for naught, but I still think we're going to. Zodiac, if you want help on how to set that up for yourself, DM me DM me later on Discord, and I'll help you check that out. It's in the YouTube studio. You got to go through all the details that way. So, all right, Dynamite is up, folks. I'm going to get you ready for the timing here. We always time it up to the pyro. All right. Well, there's the explosion on the screen. There's the pyro. There's the fire coming out. I wonder what we're going to have next week. Are we going to have the same pyro coming out to have to set things up here? Oh, and I told you guys we were going to get this match first. There we go. I love the fact I don't literally have to touch my mouse right now. Good to hear Dasha Fuentes up as ring announcer tonight. I know Justin Roberts is probably off for Christmas. Sorry about all the clicky there, guys. We're just getting everything put up here. I love this little mini keyboard that I got for a special gift coming up. It was $26 at Best Buy, so using this, I don't literally have to go reaching for my keyboard, so. Okay, I'll put 15 minutes on the clock here. I can always stop it when I have to. There we go. All right, feel free to get your predictions in on the opening contest here. I am so glad to see Ethan Page get a little bit more exposure on TV here. Question for you. What the heck? Stokely's got the trucker hat on? I like that. I like it a lot. Looks like he's about ready to take an 18-wheeler down the road. Along with the shirt. So why is he coming out here now? Oh, he's up in the balcony again. Who's he got with him? Isn't he engaged? I really hope we don't have this always cutting up top all the time. Oh, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! That sign says Bronco Country, let's scissor. Well, they sure ain't rolling, that's for sure. HPC Too Sweet, how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing, Vic? Hope everything's going well for you. Love somebody threw out a 619 bet in the chat already for the opening contest here. I like that. Nice. Like to know who the one is, but no, Jagger. I gotta absorb a lot of these. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Mom. But that's gotta totally suck for the coach. Was it Nathaniel? Gets fired on Boxing Day after they get shelled on Christmas. Oh, so we're going to get Hook as the quick match tonight. Okay. Now, could you guys just imagine if Death Triangle actually won tonight so that they wouldn't have that match in 2 weeks in LA? Then, of course, to make Shout a Cloud happy, they had to bring Ruby Soho in tonight, among others, you know. So, you know, we talk about people that don't get enough exposure up on Dynamite, right? Like, I know that's been the consensus, that we've had a constant problem with that. So, Chad, I want to ask you something right now. Who do you think has benefited the most by AEW in the last year? Like, I know the easy answer would be MJF. Let's take him out of it. He's the champion going out. And to me, honestly, I don't think he's maximized his potential for the mere fact that he did have to leave for those 6 months and all that controversy. Moxley? I could go with that. Like, my personal thing right now, Dax made himself the face of the company this year. Yeah, like, I think Jericho tried to define himself as that, and then eventually Moxley grew into the face of the company. But Zodiac, you're touching my heartstrings here for the mere fact that Dax to me was my best wrestler of the year this year. I'm not talking about people that have taken advantage of situations here. I'm talking about just straight old best wrestlers this year. I honestly think it was Dax, myself. And if you didn't see earlier this afternoon, I retweeted it out. Sports Illustrated released their top 10 wrestlers of 2022. Seth Rollins came out number 1. Moxley came out number 2. Number 8 was Dax Harwood. Number 6 was Jamie freaking Hayter, and that would have been my pick. The one who took the most advantage of everything she got. And sorry, Zodiac, you're the same way. Adam Cole would be an easy one if he stayed healthy. I think that's going to be the story of AEW this year. The biggest story of AEW this year is potential lost, I think would be the best way to explain it. They've had a lot of opportunities to grow, but every time it seems like they get ahead a little bit, something happens to bring them back, whether it's self-earned or whether it's an injury, or like the whole story with CM Punk. Yeah, 2022 killed AEW with injuries. Like, well, look who we're going to get later tonight. We're getting Ruby Soho. I guarantee you she would have had a lot bigger vision in this company. It stopped almost every storyline. Exactly. Like, when it comes to... I love the sign there that just saw at the top there. Lazy booking. And it's almost to the point where I really can't even blame... I can't blame Tony Khan right now for what quote-unquote lazy booking. When your roster continually gets injured all the time, how can you book that far ahead? Like, from what we've heard, like, rumors going around and just listening to the spots going on. Also, on top of that, you got, like, the Ethan Page spot in the tournament for the Eliminator tournament that eventually was won by Ricky Starks. The Ethan Page spot was originally supposed to be Miro. Now, if Miro would have been in there and Miro could go on a run after this, like, that would have... It's a very good what-if situation here. They're still trying to recover from All Out, which is a recovery from Punk's previous injury. And then you go from there, you got Forbidden Door. Most people, what they remember from Forbidden Door is Adam Cole and what happened to him. Or the Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay match. Hopefully they think more about the positive than the negative, but how much does anybody remember Takahashi and Mox? And as much as I love FTR, I don't remember him winning the tag titles in that show. And while we got a second here, I just want to give a shout out to Beercade YEG in Edmonton for sponsoring us in our AEW sidecasts live from, our AEW previews and watch-alongs from their facility there for 3 of the 4 pay-per-views. Hopefully we can get back there in 2023, because there's nothing like watching wrestling with a bunch of buddies. Straight up, nothing better. But yeah, I think the biggest story, like everybody talks a big game about AEW and how they're failing to Vince and whatnot, and Vince is a whole different story. We might actually have to sit down and do just a stream talking about the year in wrestling and what we thought about it, because I think there's a real breaking point coming up in WWE as well. And that's coming up in about 4 weeks. In San Antonio, that Royal Rumble. Triple H has got to make that Royal Rumble a knockout. No different than Tony Khan had to make Full Gear a recovery pay-per-view. Like, literally nothing on that card could be a miss. Everything had to... Like, the matches didn't have to be perfect, but there had to be nothing there that was really bad. Biggest disappointment in AEW 2022? We were just talking about it. Miro probably be the biggest one in terms of a competitor. And we actually talked about it when we were talking about our positives. The fact that they couldn't get a storyline done. Like, it's almost like you're playing GM mode in WWE 2K22 and you never get a rivalry finished. Like, for those that aren't familiar with the game, your goal is to build rivalries up to a level 3 or a level 4, blow them off at the pay-per-view. And it almost feels like half the roster got injured before they would get to the pay-per-view, so they could finish the feud off. It almost makes you wonder, in a different universe, what it would be like if AEW had their full roster. Another biggest disappointment, it's still got to be the women's division. I would have to say pretty much ever since Full Gear, so the last month here, the women have really stepped it up. And let's face it, Saraya, she's played out her sentimental card already on that first match with Britt. Because realistically, let's face it, Britt versus Saraya wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. Biggest disappointment, Hangman? I could see that too. Like, they basically sacrificed the title to Punk because, well, Punk says he didn't want the title, according to Dax. By the way, if you haven't heard, Dax Harwood's starting his own podcast tomorrow. He is actually replacing William Regal for a podcast with that whole Conrad Thompson group. So they made the announcement last week, and the first podcast is going up tomorrow. So, and the title of the show is just Punk. So they're going to be talking about Punk for an hour or something. I don't know whether he's going to be on there, but I'm pretty sure they're just going to talk about him. The biggest problem we have right now with AEW is the fact that as much as we talk about these injuries and incomplete storylines and just poor booking decisions on so many different things. Well, that was a miss. Nice. Page going up with that power slam over the shoulder. Try to set up for that pendulum DDT. Oh, the cutter, never mind. I think as you said earlier, the poor booking is just frantically trying to out-drown due to injuries. Yeah, like basically you're sitting there with like a bowl of salad and you're about to eat it, and then you realize that there's you see one piece of like little radish that's that looks like it's moldy, so you try to get rid of that. Now you're trying to remix it up so it looks good, but then you start looking, well, this doesn't work. Well, this doesn't work. What do I have left to eat here? Then you got to go to the fridge and add something else. So now it's turned into a Tex-Mex bowl because you had to add cheese and tacos, and then all of a sudden you look at that, and all of a sudden you see that the cheese is getting moldy, so now you got to replace the cheese with something else. Next thing you know, you got the oven out, and you're cooking beef to go with it, so you got full-blown tacos going up. Then you see your hamburger's freezer burnt, then all of a sudden you're ordering pizza. And then the pizza driver loses your address, and then all of a sudden you're waiting for... You're ordering a bucket of chicken from somewhere, probably. Or Chinese, for that matter. And eventually you get to the point where you're just not going to be able to eat. And you're not going to be satisfied. Got there eventually, folks. Got there eventually. I'll have to say that might be the record of me going furthest along on a story there. Just taking a mental note here. I might want to use that for a clip later. By the way, if you guys find anything interesting that you find during the show that you think would be clip worthy, feel free to give it a clip. I will be reviewing my clips, and quite often I will be throwing them up on the social medias now that I have somebody to help me out with the creating the clips. Whoa. Danielson likes to get beat up, that's for sure. I swear to God, that shirt on Stokely. Like, I can understand being in Colorado and the old cowboy thing, and but that shirt looks straight out of the 70s. Like, is he trying to go for some kind of Boogie Nights thing or something here? You can see Danielson trying to fire up the crowd quietly there, just rattling his thumb or his fingers just a little bit there, just to, wash your hands. Don't forget, wash your hands. Sign the crowd, wash your hands. I got to give some credit to Paige there on that one. Oh my, Regal stretch. All right, so no more lapel lock. There's a tribute to William Regal right there. Thank you for your 10-point sacrifice, whoever put that in. It's going to be interesting because next week, Dynamite is in Seattle, which we all know is Daniel Bryan's home place and Brian Danielson's first place where he lived, I guess. I was trying to bail myself out of a bad talk there, but see, if I was MJF, I'd want to come out later. Holy crap, they're doing that as the main event? Nice. So the trios match must be going at... Oh, God. I have to say, we got a little bit of a problem here. A potential booking problem that might, cause some problems here. We got the trios Falls Count Anywhere match coming up tonight as well. If they're going to do that to open the second hour, I could so imagine them cutting some time out of the women's match. Unless they're going to do the women's match second here, mix it up. I'd love to see the women's match go along just to piss off the guys. Renee with the gold jumper. Well, there's a powerful action. Well, Wardlow's out. I wonder if Wardlow will actually come out for that match now. Could you imagine if they brought in somebody else for that main event? Like just a complete outsider? So yeah, it's 20 minutes in. Pretty decent match to start, I would say. I would have to say for when it comes, have to protect Wardlow and still make Joe look dominant. I think you could have done that either way, but I think this just is a way that you shorten up the match for him. For the fact that now the match can only go 10 minutes instead of 20. Because when you're going full bore for a full 20 minutes, everybody in great shape, it's going to take a while to knock these guys down. That would be a main event feud that would go 30 minutes, I would feel. Now this could just cut back some time on it. So smart that way. And the fact that it establishes like Joe as a heel. Like I know Joe had some heel tendencies before, but now this is actually probably the one way that you legitimately put Joe as a heel to finish things off here. So how many wrestlers going to join Battle Slap? Oh God. Do I even want to know, Vic? Do I really even want to know? I am assuming that is a slap in the face competition that is going on TBS. Not the only other thing that popped in my head after that was Battle Slaps. Something had to do with Mandy Rose's Just Fans page or something like that. Sorry, had to. They're gonna make it a sport. You know what? As long as you can make money off of it, somebody will make a sport out of it. Look at us in video games. People can make money off gambling on video games. Vegas does odds on Evo while it's there. Uh-oh. He's got to pull the Adam Cole and just stay at home and play video games. All right, so we got... got the tag match coming up now. Is Adam Cole ever coming back? We're not sure. That's the funny thing about concussions. They could ruin people's careers. Like, well, who was it? Luke Kuechly for the Panthers? He was a 7-time Pro Bowler, and he just had to quit because of a concussion. Now, dude, I know they're talking about Wardlow and his knee there as we get our prediction fired up right now. There it is, folks. There's two methods of thought about this. Either you could do the Joe's going to look strong at defeat, or Joe overcomes the odds. Oh, I missed some chat here. Let me get back up here. Is Adam... Yeah, Bret Hart. Yeah, sorry. That's the most obvious one. The only difference is with Bret, he never really told us that he had a concussion. He just... Well, yeah, we obviously didn't know as much as we do now about concussions. But I'm very happy that Cole is at home and convalescing and just trying to get better for his life. Like, it's one good thing I like about these AEW contracts. And basically all the wrestling going on right now, you're getting in the ring, and these bigger companies are starting to take care of you a little bit more. And the fact that he is at home, it's not like he's not doing anything. Hey, Carl, good to see you here tonight. Once again, I do appreciate having you here. Let me just... Do me a favor, everybody, while you got a chance, make sure you check out Turnbuckle Studios. A lot of great wrestling content on there as well. I know that my wrestling content out here is rather limited to AEW, and it's sort of on purpose. Just one of these days I'll have to sit down and I'll have to explain it to everybody why I just, this channel's got more to video games and less to wrestling, but that's for another story for another day. But Carl, there's so many people picking up the ball where I dropped it, especially in this area. Like Mel and Andre are doing an absolutely fantastic job with their work over on our YouTube channel as well. So off the ropes, nice kick. So Carl, you're late. You're a little late to the party here, so I'll ask you what you think. What is the biggest... Who's taking advantage the most of AEW here in 2022? And what's your biggest disappointment of AEW in 2022? We had some different thoughts about it. The biggest disappointment with myself personally was the injury bug in AEW. Nothing we can do about it, but personnel-wise, we're looking at... some guy like Miro who never got into the ring, partially by injury, partially by choice. And in terms of taking advantage of things, comments that were brought up were Moxley. I said Jamie Hayter, Dax Harwood. But I will say the MVP, like we were talking about the person who took most advantage MJF, disappointed too much inclusion of ROH, yeah. And I hope that's the one thing that gets remedied here coming up with that new show on Otter Club, on Fight TV. They're basically going TNA 2002. That's what they're doing. Instead of paying for a weekly pay-per-view, you pay for a monthly 4 pay-per-views. So I don't blame Tony for doing it. In a very small way, it ends up what you did, Carl, what I did, what a lot of us have done in terms of we saw something that needed to be covered and nobody was willing to do it, so we did it ourselves. Myself, it was the coverage of the Alberta wrestling scene back in 2015. And it basically morphed into a production company for the most part. Nice Saito suplex. Impact did good back then. Yeah, well, they did okay. It's just the numbers that they were getting. Like, I'll tell you right now, I do have a DVD case. Nice chop block. And that's how we get the nice breakout here. Hey, Astrid, how you doing? Hope everything's going well. I hope the NXT review went well last night. I got a chance to see a few glimpses of NXT while I was hanging around. Actually looked to be a decent show. Of course, you know, I ended up I had to get a few recordings done here. No, Astrid, don't correct yourself. You were right the first time. Feel a little sick. Other than that, you're God. Don't forget that. If I boss, you're God, so it works out that way. I don't know. Goodness to the max. Absolutely. And while we're at it, since, you know, I'm giving the old shout outs here, since I love this keyboard, I keep playing with it so much here. I have to make sure I keep my words somewhat proper here, or else guys like Parrish are going to clip things that are weird. Guys, do me a favor. If you want reviews on Impact Wrestling as well as AEW, check out Astrid's channel. S2S, in Canada, it's on TSN2. So whatever your local cable company formats TSN2 as. So for me, it's channel 901 here in Alberta. So it's the first alternate channel. It is also available online at tsn.ca. If you're trying to use a VPN in Canada, might be easier for you to get it that way. But I do love the fact, like, going on to this match here, Moxley being the guy taking the heat actually makes a lot of sense with Claudio being the ROH champion, right? It's not the, like, you got two dominant forces here in Moxley and Castagnoli, but one of them's going to end up having to take some kind of heat in the match, right? But it's tough when you got a former ROH a former AEW heavyweight champion, and you got the current ROH champion in there as a tag team. So we're going to be hearing about this injury for, well, pretty much for the rest of the show now. Slacking with AEW lately? Oh, you know what? It's something that I've talked about before, and I completely understand. Oh, nice flip suplex there. It's hard to keep up with all the wrestling going on right now. Like, this week, everybody's a little bit lucky with essentially WWE doing a clip show for Raw on Monday. So I know that Jackie Redmond was on Twitter trying to hype up the show to make it sound like it's not a clip show because they have original interviews with different wrestlers. It's a freaking clip show. Let's not even kid ourselves. My God, Claudio. He's turning Dante... With that chia pet hair that Dante Martin has and the running back and forth, isn't this like... Isn't this just like a Pez dispenser about to pop off or something like that? Like, seriously. Did my worst numbers for that show, and I'm sure they did too. They just got over 1 million from what I saw. It was like 1.08 million we're watching, so it was down a lot. Well, it's like I was mentioning last week here because we weren't sure what was going on. Well, somebody's getting the swing. So are we going to get the tap out? I love that sign in the back. My wife thinks I'm at Bible study. That was nice. Assisted DDT, nice. Could you imagine them giving the win to Top Flight here? I know somebody threw 210 points saying absolutely not, but... So here's one for you, chat. We just saw that sign up there saying, my wife thinks I'm at Bible study. What's the biggest excuse you've given to somebody to say that you were somewhere when you were actually somewhere else? That's a power show. That's a power show by Claudio. Not that that's supposed to rhyme too many times. I'll just leave that one there. Holy Facebuster. Dante saw it. Mox was just way too big for him. That's pretty freaking amazing there. All right, I'm a little bit pissed off at that lazy booking side. It's been bugging me all night. They were so lazy they couldn't even put the Z or Z properly on the sign. They wrote it backwards. Like, seriously. Like, that sort of takes away your credibility on your sign if you can't spell. Unless it's creative spelling for a reason. So are they going to show that a tag team can beat two individuals that much better? No way. Oh my God! Wow. Darius showing off here. Oh no. The backslide, the most dangerous move in sports. Oh, there's a neutralizer. Good night. Huh? Is this going to be another Action Andretti match here? I think Claudio's shocked. This is how you make someone. And this is how, like, this almost might be a thank you gift to Dante and Darius. This match is not for the old pacemaker in your chest. Oh, God. I think the referee was supposed to be over there to count the knockout there. Use my granny sign? Really? Darius no sell those elbow. What? He's a limp piece of meat right now. I don't know about no selling. Now, this is one thing that's always bugged me. Scissor man, okay. The fact that if he can't even stand up. Oh, there goes the mouthpiece. Wow. I think the referee screwed up that one spot there. I honestly, now he is, yeah. During those elbows, I'm pretty sure that he was supposed to get the victory there. But that one extra shot just, yeah. When you see the mouth guard go flying inauspiciously. Oh yeah, the running story tonight. The condition of Wardlow's knee. All right, who ended up winning that battle royale? Like you were saying about Astrid, like you were talking about not having enough time to watch wrestling. I didn't have enough time to watch everything. Ha! I love how crazy some of these get. Been too tired. No, it's not about being too tired. It's about having too much now. It's almost like what we're talking about with other sports like hockey and whatnot. It used to be, what, maybe 20 years ago, you'd only get one channel where the hockey games. So you had the time to watch all the games that you had available. If you were rich and had a satellite dish, you would be able to watch more games. But other than that, unless you had cable or something fancy, you were getting 1, maybe 2 games a week outside of your home team. So you had lots of time to watch. So they going to do anything with Sabian? He's too good to waste away like this. I think they're going to get into it. It's just, for me, I'm giving it to Revolution right now because they've announced that they are starting to settle things down and put them in order here for I love to see that he's got the high spots gear. Sorry, look at that handsome devil. Yeah, follow. I know the kids are all drooling about good old Hook here. Top Flight Air. Fox won the 300,000. Okay, well that makes a little bit of sense when it comes to this push here coming up tonight. They got a little push on this match. They'll get a little push going forward. No, we had a bit of a running joke here in Alberta when we had wrestlers coming out. There is a local wrestler who's changed his gimmick since then. They used to come out in the tights like this, and then they had anytime you have any trainees come out, half of them would come out in this kind of gear with the slashes on the side of their tights. And there's the red rub, quick tap out. Yeah, I literally was not going to put on the put on a prediction for that because it took me longer to type than would actually be in the match. That shirt, those pants, that belt. Ooh. 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 That's like saying he's part of Air Canada. No prediction equals we all win 1,000 points. I wish I could just give them out like that. Okay. TK, I want you to think of something here. Why the hell is Jungle Boy getting pyro on a run-in? Like, seriously. WTF? Well, there's a face-off I ever seen one. See, if this was intergender, that might be actually a good thing, depending how that looks. Oh, a little good old-fashioned 2x4 to the back. That's always great. And Zodiac, I want to make myself clear. It's not just an AEW thing. It's an AEW and WWE thing. Run-ins should never have music. Run-ins should never have pyro until after. Because once he runs out, then there should be like, holy shit, he's here. Get the music right. Get the music right. Might be a good moment to have the music. You could understand your sound techs having everything ready after, but if it's a legit run-in, what the hell is this? What the hell is this pyro going off? Like, music, okay, fine. We're sort of accustomed to it, but pyro? It's almost like wrestlers, when they go out, in order to get out to the ring, they have to punch a security combination to get out to the ring, and that's their music. That there's no sound guy. if you think of it that way, it sort of makes sense. But at the same time, it's sort of like clocking in at work, right? So I wonder what kind of push Action Andretti is actually going to get. But he sure as hell got some shots in. Not a fan of music on run-ins. It gives someone time to prepare if they hear you coming. Exactly. Like, there should never... Anytime you have music going off for a run-in, it makes it sound like it's pre-planned. And that's the last thing you want, is something to be pre-planned. I want to see actually Andretti come back in Winnipeg. As far as we know tonight, oh my, yeah, they're going to be milking this for all they can tonight. So. Yep, they're going for this right at top of the hour. Well, we got to see Adam Cole on our TV. All right, so we got 3 matches left. The only thing that's saving this for me right now is the fact that they got that injury to Wardlow, so hopefully the women's match will get their proper time. As we're almost at the top of the hour here, and it's gone by real... I don't know about you guys, but I think tonight has gone by real quick. The action's been pretty decently paced. There hasn't been anything overly stupid. Like, I know we sit here and we'll talk about, one thing or another when it comes to AEW. They just come up with something that just... I'd say the stupidest thing that's come on is the pyro for Jungle Boy. And yeah, no long promos. That's the other thing about it. MJF got his rocks off at the beginning of the show for a couple minutes. I really hope that's not I hope it's not a long-term thing where they're going to do this side-by-side with MJF all the time up in a skybox. Like, if you really want to do that, do what they did in Lucha Underground. Have them sit on a throne way up there. Don't focus on them, but make sure that they have them in shot on the hard cam side. But who knows? Like, I have no idea what we're going to get for this new look AEW coming out next week. So we should drive a little extra attention to next Wednesday's show. It's funny, they're going to have an all-new thing. I'm probably going to have an all-new... Probably when it comes to Dynamite, there's probably not going to be too much I'm going to be changing in terms of the stream type. I'm going to see if I can get some extra soundboard stuff put together here. I would like to get a little bit more of that going here. I know on the gaming side, I'm making a few changes here going into the new year. You'll start to see a little bit of that I believe on Monday. As long as I can get everything together in the next couple days, it will be on Monday here. So, and for those that are here, and feel free to let your friends know. Just reminding everyone, not only will my next stream be tomorrow afternoon, we're probably going to end up playing Brawlhalla, is what I'm thinking we'll probably do. Or I don't want to get into anything new until the new year. So this is the last stream with the last setup that I have potentially here. So just want to have some fun, relax, enjoy some stuff. So probably there. But Sunday, probably looking at 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. I'll nail it down exactly closer to. We are going to get the Jack.org Redemption stream, which is, Just Dance for me. So, if you want to see a fat man dancing for a couple hours, I'll admit, you're probably going to be sitting around talking about the last year, reminiscing, and I'll give you guys a few future plans as we go. Okay, Wheeler. Okay. Okay. Wheeler, Yuta, and Shane Strickland. I can live with that. All right, let me get the prediction up while they start brawling out back. I will say this. A Falls Count Anywhere match might actually be... Sorry, I'm making it real quick here for the predictions here. A Falls Count Anywhere match might be the actual smartest thing to do if one of the Bucks has a legit injury. Because if Nick's ankle is legitimately hurt like they were playing the whole story out as... they can actually do a lot without doing a whole lot. That is not a real garbage can. There's no liquid in it. Wow. That can't be good for either, man. That brainbuster on the pallet. Just because the angle is so much different. Oh, here we go. Another pack dive. I'm not a huge fan of the plant spots. Like, oh no, catering. Don't you dare waste that good food on a... Well, there goes catering. Get a free... Bring out the mustard. Bring out the ketchup. And that is even real catering. All the wrestlers are around there. Not the cookies! That's inventive. You can cover somebody without actually getting down on the ground. Wonder if we're going to get a forklift in this match. All right, that hurt like hell. Nick's leg sort of went underneath him on that one there. Oh, no. I thought his knee buckled underneath. That's my bad. Well, I see everybody's nice and confirmed on how this is going to go tonight. And I'll be honest, like I'm with you guys. I think there's no way they don't go 7. Could you imagine them going to a no contest and saying you must win 4? Well, they're finally bringing it out towards the ring. I'm amazed. I'm just surprised they don't use Brandon a little bit more in this match. Like, I know we had that spot with Alex and Brandon last match last week. And Phoenix is just sitting up there because Omega's nowhere to be found. Let's just take everybody out. What the hell? Oh, and here comes Omega. Finally. Jesus! I've never seen somebody do the front somersault flip after a knee. I've seen it after a clothesline, but not a knee. Going for that brainbuster again? Nope. Reversal, reversal, reversal. Jesus! It's amazing to see how the core strength there on push Phoenix to the moon. Absolutely. The one thing I would say one of the biggest disappointments in 2022, due to politics, the Lucha Brothers couldn't compete at Forbidden Door. Because AAA will not have any affiliation with New Japan, Andrade, or the... Jesus! Wow! All right, Nick, I see you there. That was one of those Darby Allin kind of shoot, jump, go all crazy all across. Biggest disappointment's got to be Andrade. Yeah, I think that would be pretty much the biggest disappointment this year is we have a choice to make. The fact that there are that many. There's no reason we should have this many disappointments in AEW like this. AEW, well, basically myself personally, I don't want to really lambaste the company right now because they are making positive stretches right now. But they got till double or nothing for me. Because they're going to have to start establishing this this new AEW, new as they put in quotes, as well as the ROH show. If we can get some segregated rosters, some expansion of talent, like have talent work only one show. If they're going to work the other show, let them work as a manager. Let them work on the outside. Don't have wrestlers working multiple promotions in the ring. That way we can get our own version of Survivor Series maybe going forward. And like a real Survivor Series, not... Or a Forbidden Door, for lack of a better term. Except it's not a Forbidden Door, it's... Let's put it this way, it's a brand extension the way we should have it. You don't need to officially say that you're moving here or you're moving here. Just freaking do it. And make it make sense. Because realistically, after Friday, we should not have Claudio or Wheeler on AEW TV for a while. Unless we got some kind of, like, maybe some crazy six-man tag that Moxley needs help with. But for the most part, have your ROH talent stay on the ROH TV. Maybe bring them up oddly once in a while just to promote the pay-per-view. Here's a question for you guys. When that ROH Honor Club shows up, are you guys going to subscribe for the new ROH show? I probably will, just out of premise. I am subscribed to Impact Plus. I haven't used it in a very long time, but I am subscribed to it. Just for the mere fact if I want to go back and watch some of the Impact Wrestling, which absolutely is a great product right now. Don't get me wrong. It's just you only got so many hours in a day. Things will be a little easier in February when my Bills win the Super Bowl. How is Coda? Nobody cares what Coda's like. If you guys know local wrestling, Coda is not not right away. Gonna wait and see what others think and how well it works first. Yeah, I don't think how well it works part is gonna be an issue. I'm not sure, Jaeger. It could be. I don't know what the frequency of the show is going to be, and how long the show is going to be. They didn't indicate either one yet. My guess would be that they would have. Ring of Honor's famous for having less promos and more wrestling, so it very well could be 1 hour with a lot more wrestling. It's going to be very Rampage-esque, I feel, with more of a Ring of Honor vibe to it. Nick is loading up and just got unloaded on. I think I'm more... Destroy out of nowhere, splash out of nowhere. Here we go. This is dope. I love that sign in the crowd. Oh, look how... Oh, I love that Snapdragon. Kenny Omega Snapdragon. Like, seriously. Like, that's the amazing part with these 6. Like, you can get these, like, 2 or 3 minute spots here where these guys just, all right, let's just put it in the fast forward here and hit every button on the video game control. Why is Omega so pale? Maybe he went back to Winnipeg for Christmas. And also, you know, if you're wearing your conventional wrestling gear, your non-conventional wrestling gear, sorry, you're not putting on the baby oil or the tanning or anything else. It scared me a little bit here. I looked at that K-tape and it almost looked like it said Air Canada on it. Here it comes. Uh-oh, nope. Nice block there by Penta. No way. Foot stomp, Fear Factor, the 4. Okay, you're done, Omega. One buck on the head, one buck on the balls. That's $2 where you don't need it. Seriously? 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 Hashtag push Ray Phoenix. Simply put, hashtag push Ray Phoenix. To the moon. Here's the problem with Phoenix. He is so damn good, he doesn't need a title. He is an attraction. He doesn't need to be the title. Should be the title. Should be a feature match. Wow. The timing by Pac there. The timing on that breakup by Pac. That is A1 professional right there. Like, seriously, like... And just imagine, folks, this is match 6. We've seen this for 6 out of the last 7 weeks. There's your first flub of the match. All right, let's just chuck a bunch of chairs all over the place. I do want to see a Pac Phoenix match. That would be fire. Oh, I don't know if I can handle it. They're actually going to get the pin on him. Penta never gets pinned. Who are we kidding here? It's Phoenix that's the one that's always getting pinned. This is pretty damn amazing. Hey, quit stealing my line there. Oh no, here we go. Spin around, hit the other Jackson. Oh, and there's the kick. And into the brutalizer. Oh my God, that's how they did it. Wow. All right. The logistics of the match didn't work out exactly the way they wanted to. That bell should have rang a whole lot sooner. I would have to say the biggest disappointment in AEW right now, if we're listing some of our top 10 disappointments, has to be the logistics and the road crew for AEW. For the mere fact that they can't get stuff like this right. The audio has been off so many times. The production is just, ugh. Like, some of the promo packages have been absolute fire, but when it comes to during the match, like the camera cuts, hopefully the new year they change things up, but to me it just, yeah. So, what do you think if we early predictions on the 7? Are we going to see the Elite go all the way back? I think we do, and then we have Dark Order show up. Or not Dark Order, House of Black show up. So many dark colors involved. Oh, goody, we got another rap video. Global Force Gold, gotta love it. Whoa! They actually brought up the Kurt Angle thing. What in the world? Did they get Tyrus to do this interview here? Let's go back some years. I am not singing Rap is Crap again. We already did that, what was it? Last year, 2 weeks? Or last week or 2 weeks ago, I ended up singing Rap is Crap on the stream here. I honestly think I did a decent job of it too, so you'll have to go back in the archives and check that out yourself here. All right, the rap's going a little bit long. So you think Death Triangle wins, Zodiac? You think Omega needs to get into singles again? I might find a way to clip that out of there. I'd have to go into the... I got to go into the archives and download it myself, so... All right, let me get this this one up here for you guys. I am happy that we're doing a women's match in here that's not involving any of the main characters that we've used for the last 2 months here. So hopefully this can get a little extra exposure to Ruby and Willow, especially if I don't know if Willow's going to be going to ROH or if she's going to be staying on the AEW roster going after Jade Cargill. And with all due respect to Willow, I don't have enough characters in here to... All right. Billing is up. The Acclaimed is gold. Vic, I knew you'd love it. More accurately, your argument, the single scene needs Omega, the tags need the Bucks, and they don't have any plans for the Luchas after this. I actually think that they have a plan to have Pac take on Phoenix. The match that you've been asking for. I think that's where they're naturally progressing this. For the fact that prior to this, they were having the big fight about the hammer and the ethics of one Pac and Penta versus the Pac and Penta versus the Morals of Phoenix there. Sorry. Give me a triple threat of Phoenix, Penta, Pac, and I'm still happy. All right, well, there you go. I honestly think you're going to get the Elite versus the House of Black as the next feud. Ty bails out, and yeah. Yeah, Ruby ain't going to give two craps. She's just going to hit anybody that moves right now. Well, there's another one that just got caught with injuries. Ruby Soho, like, if Ty didn't break Ruby's nose, I honestly think Ruby would have had that final battle match for the women's championship there instead of Athena. Do I want to see Athena versus Ruby Soho now? Possibly. I think it'd be a good match. My personal opinion in terms of who Jade should lose that TNT or TBS championship to, I honestly think it should be Ruby. Somebody who is a complete opposite. Are Ruby's more valuable than Jade? That's the question. I think whoever does it is basically going to get the Lesnar push that he did after. Carl, speaking like a true heel, did Tay break her nose or fix her nose? All about perception. But let's face it, like, if we didn't have to worry about the injury card on half these wrestlers that are in AEW right now, which is ironic because they don't work, like their schedule in the ring in front of TV is maybe a quarter of what WWE's is, whether it comes to house shows, whether it comes to SmackDown, Raw. like it's a 4 to 5 day work week for WWE wrestlers, while AEW 2, maybe 3 if they want. At least they're getting the picture-in-picture treatment here, so at least they're going to get some time here. The fact that they announced it as a 15-minute time limit sort of understands thing to me. But no, like, I really do hope with this new AEW, they do have a little bit of a increase in content for the women on the show. Because I know I've been very... When it comes to women outside the Essential Six that we were talking about here just a couple months ago, it's been very hard to justify giving the women the extra time that we've been talking about. But things have gotten better. Like, Jade's had some decent matches. Let's just take out the one against Nyla Rose, because that was Big Show versus Kane all over again. If anybody's watched during the Attitude Era, they know exactly what I'm talking about. How much different would the Jungle Boy versus Christian Luchasaurus angle have been different if Christian was healthy? I would say the biggest difference is the blow-off match, the cage match, would have been Christian versus Jungle Boy. So Luchasaurus couldn't get in the ring, and then Luchasaurus would have got his big spot off the top of the cage. And Jungle Boy still would have won, but... there are so many ways we could play how AEW should book. Like Adam Blampier, if he really wanted to, could have a field day with AEW. If we could take... It's almost like... and Carl, you can speak to this. Ed Fries, sorry. He's been doing... or he's been setting up a series of what ifs. Like a different storyline, different timeline based on different matches here. You could almost do a complete one for AEW based on all the injuries that happened. What would happen if X or Y person didn't get injured? And you could basically run 3 months of a program, like a program on TV, based on what would happen if Adam Cole didn't get injured. Adam Page didn't get injured. Ruby Soho didn't get injured. CM Punk didn't get injured. MJF's Pride didn't get injured. Like, there's such a long list of injuries. We could continue here. What if Cash Wheeler didn't get injured last year? Three months easy. So many different directions they could have gone. Yeah, like you could almost go for the full hour on that, something like that. Oh, here we go. Here's the fight that everybody wanted. Was that 2022 and Moxley? Yeah, well, there's another one. What if well, personally, that's a touchy one there, because what if Moxley didn't go to rehab? He'd probably be injured. Because he probably would have done something stupid. You could almost even... I know this one's getting a little dark here, but... what if JR didn't have his return to cancer again? Because I honestly feel that having the cancer reappear led to the ultimate change in the staff at AEW Dynamite. Which I personally feel that the change was a good thing. Whoa. What if Mox didn't step up when others had been away? That too. What about Brawl Out? What if Brawl Out didn't happen? What if Sammy and Andrade didn't have their feud in the back? What if Eddie and Sammy didn't have their feud? What if Cody didn't leave? Like, there's a million different situations we could look at right now. Here's another one. What if Seth didn't, or sorry, this is going into WWE. What if Cody didn't tear his pec? I hope Ed's taking notes because he can write all these out here. Cody leaving probably had the biggest impact, yeah. What if Ty decided not to be a homewrecker? That's a touchy one there. Because, you know, I've always believed this. And I don't know the whole situation. I don't claim to know it. I just want to see this pin here first. Nice breakup. When you're as young as Sammy was and his girlfriend and whatnot, yeah, Zodiac, I'm in the way too. It doesn't bother me as much as the internet community was bothered by it. But to me, when a situation like that happens, there's got to be more than one side to it, right? Like, it's not like Ty just came in and took Sammy. Sammy's just at his fault as anybody else. Oh, wow. Are they going to do this for the ending? Oh, I thought they were going to do that. You were just being dark. Oh, fair enough. It's always good to think of different situations. Speaking of injuries, on Rampage, Malachi had a promo with Kingston Ortiz and told LA to watch out for his friends turning on him. They were insinuating that Ortiz, but I wonder if Santana's coming back and join the House of Black. Oh my God. Aubrey getting physical. Oh, and there it is. Ty KO, and they screwed up the video of it. Damn. Well, somebody just lost 495 points. Well, Carl, you were one of them. There's two there, actually. We'll see how this goes here, because they could play off this rather well if they want. And while I don't want to say too much about it, I don't want to bring comparisons up to WCW because we know we do. Okay, that was a nothing promo. The hell was that? Seriously, what the hell was that? You guys are wasting enough time around here. Anyway, to talk about Santana joining the House of Black, it could make sense because apparently Ortiz and Santana are not getting along whatsoever. So I wouldn't surprise me that they're not a tag team anymore. I love those graphics, by the way. That was a contractual Lexi TV time? Maybe. By the way, congratulations to Lexi on her engagement. She just announced it over Christmas. Getting engaged to the man known as Big Bill now. It almost sounds like CM Punk. There's an experience, not... Ugh. All right, Ricky. As long as you can talk the talk and walk the walk. They're really trying to push that, aren't they? So I wonder how many people in the chat. Let me know if you actually watch. If you watch Rampage, like right now on Friday nights, my mind just isn't in it or for watching it for the most part. That and the fact I have to find it online. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry. I'm professional. I was holding one thing. I couldn't hit my mute button. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, do we really have enough time in the day to watch all this wrestling that's available? Because, like, if you look at Impact, you look at AEW, WWE, New Japan's coming up. Like, a week from tonight, you get Wrestle Kingdom coming up, which Mel and Andre C are doing a watch-along, I believe, on multiple channels. I think it's on the OLE channel there, too, Carl. You can confirm that more than I can. I watch it, but it's usually Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Yeah, like if you have time to watch it in one of those evenings, great. Myself, I know I don't watch it live. If I'm gonna watch it, I'll wait for the reviews on it because it seems like it's just become so inconsequential that, like, hell, even Wrestle Talk doesn't even cover it anymore. So. And that's where most of my reviews come up for my information, whether I want to watch Raw or SmackDown or any of those. It will be shown at some point on OLE. Okay, fair enough, Carl. I'm not sure which way they're going with it, so usually I let Mel and Andre just do their thing, and literally they just told me pull it off the YouTube channel and load it up. So that's what I end up doing for the simulcast stuff. So, but yeah. Well, we got 20 minutes to go here in Dynamite tonight. I just want to, once again, I want to thank everybody here for whether you've showed up once, whether you've shown up every week, whether you show up more than just to the Dynamites here on the Mike Dwarf Twitch channel here, as this is the last AEW stream of 2022. looking forward to what's going to happen in 2023 here, both in AEW and here on the channel. I will be back tomorrow afternoon. Looking at probably playing some Brawlhalla. Just want to relax. I could do some Fortnite, but I feel Brawlhalla is a little more. I haven't played it in a while, so I'd like to get back into it a little bit more. And then on Sunday, we have the Just Dance stream for Jack.org. That'll be our last one to put in. The draws have been made. I have contacted the winners for the two $25 gift cards. I just have to hear back from both of them, just confirm what they want and if they'll allow me to use their names in the shout outs and whatnot. So, and then no stream next Monday just because the Bills are playing the Bengals next Monday. So sorry, Bills take priority for the next month here. So depending on Jupiter Vision, whether he's got an interview or not, he might have an interview coming up this Tuesday. If not, I'll be on. I'll get a little bit more into my plans for what I plan on for 2022 here next week, or 2023 next week. I will say that I bought a new fight stick for $250. I do plan on using it a lot more. And I'm looking forward to a few specific games coming out in 2023. So I will be, I'll give you somewhat of a timeline and some of the things we're going to go through. We're going to go through, I think right off the start, we're going to do a little NES go through. But like I said, we'll get into that next week as Wardlow is not coming out for the first intro. So he'll probably be coming out on the second intro. Ha! King of television. So are they going to do another... Oh, here comes Wardlow. And all the doctors are saying no, and, that's what we expected. All right, I guess we're getting a match. I will say this. If somebody like Wardlow had a legit injury, Samoa Joe might be the one guy I'd want in there to help out with him. If they're going to do a match like this. He's big enough that he can absorb anything. And he's also smart enough that he could probably handle working with anyone. Damn! Gotta love the spine on the pine whenever you get one. Get a good one. How long does it take for Wardlow not to sell here? I do love how Joe made the comment real quick saying that Warjoe was a horrible name. As everything was going on, so. How are you going to stay focused? You don't have anything going on. 3.5 minutes. No, I say they go till about 5-2. Because, well, they got to go right up to time limit, right? Like, they'll use the last couple minutes to promo what's going to happen on Rampage. Maybe if they got something new, they might pop something tonight. Who knows? But this is what you would consider more of a slow plotting match going on. Oh, 3.5 minutes, then no sell. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. No, he's still doing it. Wow. This is why I like Joe. This is why I like Joe so much. He has the extra moves. Good old ad breaks. Usually when people put in ad break, I'll throw in that one there. A lot of people don't realize that they can get around the commercials and they don't have to spend on every single channel. If you pick up Twitch Turbo, which I believe is $8.99 a month in Canada, you actually get ad-free viewing for every channel, not just one in particular. So, oh, they're gonna sell the knee injury for the entire commercial break here. So, and the doctor sort of say, "Well, I told him not to come out here in the first place." Yeah, Carl, sorry, I was mentioning it during the break, which I know is the worst time to do it. Twitch Turbo actually, any revenue that you were going to get for watching the commercials will actually go to the proper channels that it's supposed to. And I think it's $8.99 a month, and it works for every channel. It's not just for mine, not just for yours. If you sign up for that, all your channels are commercial free. And then basically you act like a sub at all the channels and the ad revenue doesn't change. So I highly recommend checking that out for people. And a shout out to Maximilian Dude for the guy that pushes it on his channel, which made me see it. And actually, if you go up, I don't know if it's still there anymore because I'm not on my personal page. I'm on the, let me go check on my Twitch channel here. I'll just leave this up here. Twitch.tv. As it's slowly loading up because I'm already running internet on here. Oh, I guess they don't have it on here anymore. They used to have it right up top, but yeah, twitch.tv/turbo. It's really a great it's a great thing to have, to say the least. So they spent the entire commercial break with Wardlow outside the ring. And here comes Joe. Well, Carl, your 3.5 minutes got obliterated pretty good there, so. Okay, so now they're officially throwing out the Honor Club ads, so I'm with you guys. I'm going to wait until I see a little bit more of what Honor Club has to provide. Then I got a Roku TV, so it's just as easy for me to load it up that way. The one thing that is holding me back from getting it, you don't get the pay-per-views on there. You get them 90 days after you get them off Fight TV. You are handsome and bright. Just look at your hairline. You're totally bright there. I'm one to talk, by the way, so. I will say that in terms of a Joe match with Wardlow here, this is pretty much everything I would expect anyway. We actually, almost to my thinking, we didn't even really need the promo. We didn't need the promo. We didn't need the attack. Or even if we had something like this last week. 90 days is what's making me weary of subbing. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, if they're going to make me pay $15 for a pay-per-view, or the 90 days thing for subbing, to me, it makes a little bit of sense, just because, like, for AEW pay-per-views, if I'm going to pay $50 for a pay-per-view or whatever it ends up being, I want the replays. Because I paid for the show, I want the privilege of seeing it right away again if I want to. Basically, what you're telling people is, if you're not wanting to catch it live, if you want to wait 3 hours, if it's not on there instantly, like, let's face it, the WWE network's a little different whether it be the network or whether it be Peacock, it's a little different because that's the hosting site for the live show. But in many ways, the pay-per-views are sort of like movies. Hey, Mr. Iceman, how are you doing tonight? Had a great day so far. Christmas went okay. We were on here streaming for a little bit. Jesus! And Wardlow tried to catch himself with his... I gotta admit, I didn't mind that sell a little bit there. Jeez. And Iceman, we ended up seeing a nice little AEW trucker's hat that was out there. I was instantly thinking of you there. Stokely Hathaway was wearing it there at ringside. Just hanging out at home for the last day off before back to work. Ah, dang. How's the weather in your area there? I know you're down in Calgary there. You should be okay. Nice 2.9. Well, Joe's one of the best. Simply put. Joe is one of the best at that 2.9 infinite kickout. Nice. Sweep the leg. A little bit of MK in there. A little more combat action. But yeah, just quickly going back to it, when it comes to the ROH pay-per-views, I think of it more like movie releases. You got to allow it to get through theaters, whether theaters are going to show replays. Home replays, of course, but at the same time, before it gets sent out to the streaming services, right? It's no different than what a movie does before it goes to DVD, Blu-ray. During the pandemic, you had no problem with it, but... Well, Scarlett Johansson did, but that's a different story. Jesus. The assisted powerbomb spot. Nice. Now it's okay. Last few days have been worse than an infant child's diaper after a feed of prudes. But I had a 20-car pileup just 10 minutes from your house? Ugh. Can't get up for the powerbomb. No, we were the same way. We had Well, he chop blocked the good knee. What the hell? Yeah, this is it. That's how you're going to make Wardlow look strong, like you were saying. Hey, Darth Mick, how you doing tonight, my friend? Life is going good. We're just getting to the main event here. There it is. Like we were saying, it'd be about 5 minutes to this so they can... The show's been pretty good. We've had a lot of talk about the highs and lows of AEW this year. And Zodiac gets a bunch of points off two people. 880 points. Oh, no, split. There's two on each side. So a lot of people are getting points tonight. So... Quick question, does the audio seem off tonight on AEW, like crowd and background noise? I missed the jump in. Damn. It must have happened quick while I was looking at the computer here. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. Oh. On your points. I thought somebody jumped in the ring. Jesus. Context is everything, guys. I'm sorry. I'll give this to myself.
You idiot.
Now, yeah, somebody put in 40 points, so you didn't get as much. Well, Joe cemented himself as a heel. Not sure I'm chilling with you while the missus watches Grease. Nice. What is he doing with the toolbox? Oh, here we go. Here we go. You want to piss off somebody like Wardlow? Here's how you do it. Oh, here we go. Oh, referee's dead. Well, Wardlow needed a clean hair after this. Ha! There it is! Well, so many women hate Joe right now. So many women are going to hate Joe right now. What's he going to use? All right, chat. What is Joe going to use that hair for? Put it up on a wall? Frame it? Really? This crowd's going that nuts about Darby? Voodoo doll. Well, at least they found the next spot for Darby. So, when they do that Zoodoo, yeah, tassels for a lamp, that could work. Oh, my. Well, I will say this. The most famous phrase from a crowd when Samoa Joe's in the ring is Joe's gonna kill you. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen here in this matchup when this happens. He's just a dude with a Sting shield, and he hasn't had that Sting shield for a while because Sting had to sit out due to injury there for a little while. I believe he got some surgery done which is pretty insane to hear when you're up in your, whether you're 55 or 60, somewhere in there. He's up there in age, and yeah, and he's still, 60 something, yeah, like, and I think he got knee surgery or something because of some of these spots. Happy 25th anniversary of Starrcade 97. Absolutely. One of the worst finishes in wrestling history. Sting versus Hulk Hogan with Bret Hart as the referee. It looked about as botched as a Stampede Wrestling finish half the time when it wasn't on TV. Because let me tell you what, when things start getting overbooked and over-colluded here, oh my goodness. But yeah, another episode of Dynamite in the books, folks. The last one of 2022. I'm really interested to see what they're going to be coming up with here for the start of 2023 in terms of time for a sleep before work at the AM. All right, you have yourself a good night, Carl. And yeah, Jagger, like, the worst thing about it, and here's the biggest misconception when it comes to the Bret Hart signing and all that with Sting and Hogan and that. Everybody says, well, there was a no-compete clause. BS! There was no no-compete clause. They just didn't want to use them right away. Which, it still befuddles me about what they did and like how that booking went. Like, you want to talk about alternate timelines that Ed could look up? That definitely could be one of them, two of them, six of them. Like, I can almost imagine you sitting through a WCW, just if you went and watched and just went through pay-per-view by pay-per-view, and then just all of a sudden decided to go out and take a look at all these alternate timelines of what we could have had, what we should have had, what different things come. You could have a million different things come up there. WCW is just poor booking. Like we said earlier, AEW is a lot about just the injuries. Like, there were so many injuries that came up here at AEW this year. The biggest thing I wish for AEW this year is good health. If they could get their roster back up to 100%, and then find out exactly where everybody's going to be, whether it be ROH, whether it be Dark and Elevation, whether it be the main shows. They got to make Rampage relevant again. They got to make the ROH show relevant. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to actually have a roster that is going to drive people to go there. If Sting had won clean, no funny business, then Bret comes in as a heel and it's Bret versus Sting. Maybe buys WCW another year. Absolutely. Like, Bret, you could come in as a bitter old man, just like he was against Vince, and he just says that he hates wrestling and he wants to take over. Unpopular opinion, Hogan was overrated and Bret Hart lost his fire after Owen. That is not an unpopular opinion. There is a reason that we call that gentleman Hogan. And Bret Hart, in many ways, yeah, like, the way that, I don't know if it was necessarily the fact that Owen died. It's the fact that how WWE treated the whole thing. Like, after the accident, Bret didn't, like, would you want to work for a company that didn't give a crap about your family? About your brother? Who, after they died, had his best friend go out and wrestle a match. Like, if you didn't know at the time, Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart were somewhat best friends, and after Owen hit the ground and got carried out, the next match in was Jeff Jarrett and Deborah against Chyna, and I know it was Jarrett and Deborah. I think it was, I can't remember. I think it was either way, Jeff Jarrett having to go out there right after his best friend basically died from a 100-foot fall. Like, hello? There's some carny stuff, and then there's some carny stuff. But let's end this off on a positive here, folks. Like, tonight's Dynamite, great way to finish up the year. We had a strong opening match here with Paige and Danielson. Would have been nice to get a little bit less MJF in there, but at least it was limited, and the promo was small. So, happy about that. We had the singles tag with Top Flight really earning their stripes, all pun intended, against Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. We had the Trios Championship, which honestly felt like a different match than anything we've seen before out of them, going into match 7 in 2 weeks. The finish was a little botched technically wise, production wise. They still sold it the absolute perfect way of doing it. The women's match, it's still got Anna J and Tay Melo in a I think it was a lost opportunity there that they could have got Ruby Soho and Willow Nightengale a nice measure of revenge. But the fact that they used the steel chair to win it sort of opens the door to continue this off. Then that main event, it's just pretty awesome. I like the fact that they're leaving the end of the year with a face in the ring. I still think Darby's going to die in this feud, but be it as it may, I'm really curious to see what this new look AEW is going to be like next Wednesday, sorry. I was thinking about Reboot Nitro at that second there, but hopefully it does a little better than what Reboot Nitro did, and it brings in a few more people. So, let's see here in the chat here. I had the privilege of knowing Owen and the whole family behind the curtain was, well, something to talk about over a coffee or 6. But I digress. Hang back to the Florida, so I'll come back darker than you are now. Wow. All right. Well, have a safe trip to Florida. I did / do get to know a little bit of the Hart family through my tie-ins with local wrestling here. Not so much anymore, but I have. I have actually met the Hart family at the Hart household. What was it? Probably 20 years ago. And I actually got to meet Owen pretty... You know what's sad? I said 20 years ago. 20 years ago was 2002. No, this is I'm 44, about 35 years ago, somewhere in that range. But I did get to meet Owen Hart personally. I actually got to know him rather decently, so. But that's another story for another day. So.